Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And you know you're in trouble when a friend called you up whom you owe a bunch of favors to and says, you got to help me out on this one, Harvey. Yeah, I can't seem to find a good angle to take pictures of this thing from. It is just a wreck. Well, here's how the story went. The simply amazing Harry wanted to buy an all-terrain vehicle for his girlfriend to run around on. And he already has an ATC125M. So he figured he'd get her this 125M and let her beat about on it. So he finds it on, I believe it was Marketplace. And, you know, instant messages the guy, and the guy says, yo, I don't want to hold it. And Harry says, I'll take it no matter what. I'll take it. Even if I don't want it, I'll take it. So the guy goes, all right. So now Harry's committed. So he shows up there and the guy wants $200 for it. And Harry looks at it and just says, yo, $200, man. You're like, you know, you want my liver too? Like, what are you kidding me? I can't give you $200 for it. So they go back and forth, and eventually Harry gives him $100 for it, and he's just thinking, as they're putting it on the on his truck, that he should have gave him $100 and just left it there. So then my phone rings, and he says, Harvey, you really got to help me out on this. You know, I'm upside down, backwards, and otherwise just wrecked on this three-wheeler I just bought, this Honda 125M. He goes, it looks like it's mostly complete, but it's kind of in pretty rough shape. And I said, well, what are you after for it? He goes, just give me what I got into it. I said, all right, I'll get you your $100 back. So he runs it all the way over here. He drives it all the way over here, and I'm kind of suspicious, right? Willing to ride here. It's over an hour from his place. And I look in the back of his truck, and I see this thing. And I said, Harry, for $50 you were taken. I'm beginning to wonder, maybe even down to 25. There's just not a lot here. I mean, it is ruined front to back. I mean, the plastic's on it, but it's all bleached out. It's missing the back piece here. It's crunched up here, right? The engine has been open to the elements. I think frogs and turtles live in there. The tires are just shot, completely shot. You see what the seat is, and the on these, the seat pan rusts out. That's what's left over of the seat pan. You think we could rebuild it? Look at that. I guess yeah, it has a tail light. It has the back flippers. That's not a bad thing. And he's like, yeah, but look at the dashboard. It even comes with a key. I mean, this thing is just beat. I have to admit, there was a certain amount of temptation for me to just transfer it from his truck to the back of my truck and to keep driving. So, anyway, so I got into it, what he got into it, and I'm just looking it over. It's really a shame this thing sat so long, because you see how the handlebars are straight? They're not beat back, right? The foot pegs aren't beat backwards. The plastic isn't broken. I mean, before this thing completely rusted out under some tree somewhere, it might have had potential. I mean, just quickly looking at it, it does roll, believe it or not. The rear end isn't locked up, and the front wheel rolls other than the flat parts. So that shows a little potential for something there. God, what a wreck. That motor, maybe I'll get to pull the CDI you know, the pulse generator and so forth out the top end. Hopefully the springs didn't rot off the advancer and so forth. Still got the chain guard. God, I don't know. You guys should tell me about some of the wrecks you've brought home or have been dropped off. This was a drop off. He was afraid to have me come after because he thought that I might leave it there. He admitted to that later. I mean, this thing really is completely original. I think it even's got the Wodowski tires on it, or whatever they call them. No, high track. Yeah, it's got the original high tracks on it. So he goes, yeah, it's all original. I said, oh yeah. Too bad they parked it in the ocean for the last 100 years. Anyway, figured this would amuse you guys. Not everything that comes home is a mess or is worth putting too much time into. This is the kind of machine you park it out back, you put something over it so it stays relatively dry, and whenever you need nuts and bolts, and once again maybe the CDI pulse generator there, you just gradually steal little pieces. I mean, that tail light is worth something. Yeah. Off the top of my head, if I pulled all the pieces I thought I could sell for some money on here, I mean, the caps that cover the valves, that little intake manifold looks like it's still good. Once again, some parts here. If I took everything off of here, I could sell. The sissy bar looks decent. Maybe there's a little bit of front fender there. I could probably get back somewhere around half the 100 I gave him. God, that hurts. But, you know, when a friend calls and says you got to return a favor, what am I going to say? No. Yeah, he would have ate this thing, but the next time I'm making a deal with him, he's going to say, yeah, you told me to eat that Honda. So instead of him saying that, I could say, remember when you stuck me with that 125M? Now you really got to give me a good deal. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Why don't you write in and tell me about the worst rats you guys have brought home? I'm sure that'll be amusing to all who see it. Please remember, feet down, heads up. Get out there and enjoy each and every day. You don't know how many you're going to get, and I got to drag this around back before the wife keeps looking at it. Bye now.